What are you reluctant to do but society states you must? Wear different things. When I shop for clothes, I find one article that fits well and buy at least 3 of the same items. So it often looks as if I wear the same thing for a long time. Working 40 hours a week until you can hopefully retire at 65. I see my co-workers more than I see my own family. Have a funeral. It seems like a waste of money. Just dump me in a river and be done with it, or if that's illegal then just give me to the government or some shit and put me in a shitty free graveyard. You can donate your body to science. Wear high heels because I am short, 5 feet 0 inches. I cannot walk in heels. I would rather stay short than look like a wanker wearing shoes that I cannot walk in. Maintain a lawn. My neighbors all keep their lawns pristine and I feel like I have to do a reasonable job of maintaining mine so as not to be that house in the neighborhood. I grew up on a farm and can't really see the point of cultivating a crop that doesn't feed you or have nice flowers. If I were left to my own devices, I'd probably have goats grazing in my yard. Move out of my parents' house. Jobs don't pay enough to afford my own place, so I'm supposed to drown in debt for the rest of my life based on what pride? Go to large social gatherings. Live a 3M life. For those unfamiliar with the 3M concept, marriage, mortgage, mating. Your life held together with adhesive tape, hence the pun 3M, make sticky tape amongst other things. In other words, you must get married, buy a bland house in the suburbs, and spawn a large family. This must happen earlier in life rather than later, lest you be considered unsuccessful or not having your shit together. Being single and child-free at 40 and living in a flat is weird. Why didn't you marry at 28 and buy a house? Buy a house and settle down. Sound like I should just abandon my dreams and park my ass in the dirt. It's grim. The fact that a house is too expensive for most people, the idea of settling down, fills me with dread. Go to a family member's wedding or funeral when only previous contact with said family member has been at a wedding or funeral. Nope, not doing it anymore. Grow up. I don't want to be an adult, I don't want to be professional, and I don't want to stop doing the things I love because work is more important. My happiness is more important than fitting some sort of mold we seem to fit people into, yet if I were to go into a job interview with that attitude, I'd probably get rejected. Makeup. Most girls my age wear it. I think I look fine without it. But I feel nervous when other girls start talking about makeup and I don't know how to respond. Edit. Thank you all so much for all the responses. I feel so much better about not wearing makeup. I don't want to put down roots. I'm at a point in my life now where I'm supposed to be looking for my forever home. I have no idea how to stay in one place for more than a year. I've been renting couch surfing since college, and even in college I went from a dorm to an apartment to another apartment to a new dorm to a newer dorm. It feels perfectly natural to pack up all my stuff and leave after living in one place for a year, and it's so easy for me to find a problem with the place I live and think, it'll only bother me for the next year. I can't imagine what it must be like to live somewhere and actually own that place without the benefit of knowing major expenses, maintenance, repairs are on someone else's dime. The house I rented last year got up by a hurricane and we didn't have power for 2 weeks. It was a stressful enough situation, but I can't imagine owning that house would have made it better. Wear pants as a guy and not a skirt. Just think how practical a skirt would be for a guy. Wear a kilt, basically a skirt for men, and is more badass. Weddings, they're literally just scams. Have one when you have a bunch of cash to spare. having any social network profile where you put your selfies. Why should I take a photo in front of a monument where the only thing visible is my face? Greet people. Anytime I see someone I know, I start panicking basically. Should I greet them first? How close do I have to be? I don't want to shout, but they have to hear me, right? Is it weird if I'm making eye contact like this? I have to be really comfortable with someone to greet them without a mini panic attack. Cut my hair. I'm a guy with long hair. So many people insist that I need to get it cut for some stupid reason or another. When I was growing it out, I was constantly asked when I was going to get a haircut. Now at least most people understand I'm growing it out and don't ask anymore, but it's pretty annoying. There's literally nothing that requires men to have short hair and women to have long hair other than arbitrary social norms. Go to university. I agree. I think there needs to be more emphasis on the idea that college isn't the right choice for everyone, especially immediately after finishing high school, and that choosing not to go to college isn't automatically a bad decision like so many people make it out to be. Work for someone else. I hate spending 40 hours per week making someone else wealthy at a fixed salary, but I need to do so for now while I build the capital to go off on my own. Participate in the dating world, despite knowing how ugly I am. I know I'm not good dating material, but not all my self-worth comes from how attractive I am. I have hobbies and skills. I'd much rather spend my time cultivating those than trying to woo women and fail at it. It's a much better use of my time. Go to school and study hard and get good grades just to get rejected from most places. Working 30 to 40 hours per week. I have one life and I'm supposed to wage slave until I die. The universe is billions of fucking years old and I'm supposed to be happy working my whole life. I mean, consider how lucky we are. We are on a tiny blue orb surrounded by millions of light years of just absolute garbage, although beautiful, uninhabitable space. Now we're supposed to be happy working our asses off to make someone else richer. Even if I got rich and didn't have to work another day in my life, the problem still remains for all the other people, sadly. Fawn over children. I really don't like children, even well-behaved ones. They just give me the creeps on an extraordinary level, and I find them very tedious. Apparently when someone says, "Oh, isn't my little angel the cutest?" it's not polite to answer with my very honest no. I just can't bring myself to lie. Take prerequisite classes in college. Why is it required that I have to pay thousands of dollars to learn the same thing I've been learning for 12 years? Go to events. I know events is vague, but that's because I mean basically all events. For example, a graduation party. Why should I go? It isn't really going to add anything me being there, as I am a social recluse, so what's the point? Have at least one social media account. I've had dates tell me how weird, sometimes cool, it is that I don't have any social media or send selfies via texts. Personally, I find selfies somewhat narcissistic and a lot of work. Social media-wise, I don't find my life that interesting, and the thought of people, companies keeping tabs on me weirds me out. I do have an Insta account now with pics of things I cook and sights I observed when I travel for work. The suggestion pop-up freaks me out when it shows people I worked retail with during my college years. Work to live instead of live to work. Don't get me wrong, to an extent, I enjoy my job even if it is just a retail one. The people I work with are great, and I'm currently on a streak when it comes to polite customers. I just wish I didn't have to work, I guess. I'd prefer it more as a hobby or as a thing I could just turn up to when I wanted because I wanted to. Not because if I didn't, I couldn't eat that month.